going back into the game. Where was I? Okay, sorry. Um, so FPX very much in the driver's seat for this game, as they have been for the pretty much the last about 15 minutes. Okay, so let's see. What can they do here? Okay. Um. Okay. So FPX with the 1-3-1 strat, going with the 1-3-1 up here, do have teleports from both of their solo laners. EDG pulling the trigger here is extremely scary because they know if they pull the trigger, all FPX needs to do is disengage. They have tons of movement speed. They've got the Senna, they've got the Senna E, they've got tons of movement speed. So they just need to disengage and buy time for Nuguri and Doingbi to come in from the sides, come in from the rear. And once Nuguri or Doingbi get access to your backline from a killer flank, it is over because Tien can get in there just as quickly. LWS can come in with the piercing Dawn and immediately be a part of the fight. So EDG are in a perilous position. FPX's draft was meant to get them ahead early. It was meant to give them this insane power spike at the 25-minute mark to about the 35-minute mark. And EDG, all they can do at this point is play it slow. Luckily for them, no neutral objectives on the map means that they can sit back and farm. It's very hard for FPX right now to force something in their base. They just need to play together without getting picked. That being said, in a minute, the Dragon Soul is coming out. That being said, it is also Wind Soul, so it's not so bad. EDG can afford to give this one up, to buy themselves more time, to get to their own power spikes. Which, I mean, Scout is rapidly approaching, as is Viper. Viper at 3 items right now. 4 items at this point in time, as Scout is approaching his 4 item mark as well. They're feeling more and more comfortable. That being said, execution is going to be key because it's really hard, even with the right items, to do damage to a Akali, as she is going to try and one-shot you just as you are trying to whittle her down as well. Dragon spawning in 20 seconds. Tien is in position, as is Doingbi. Mid lane prio is going in favor of FPX, as EDG just rotate up towards the top side. They're just giving up this dragon. I think this is a smart play coming in here as well. When we look at team fights, what are we looking at? We're going to be looking at Doingbi and Nuri just diving in viciously, trying to get Scout and Viper, if not killed, then out of the fight. Meanwhile, LWX doesn't have so much to worry about, as Flandre isn't going to dive in, neither is JJ. Mako is just going to try and peel. It's a matter of FPX diving in and EDG trying their darndest to peel those assassins and bruisers off of their carries. And the success of this execution is exactly what's going to determine this game. EDG, they could give up that dragon, but they cannot afford to give up this Baron. And they realize it as well. Flandre is in the bot side, just trying to pick up whatever he can. Channeling his recall now is Doingbi. Does have teleport available. JJ actually finding himself in a fantastic position, actually hiding away. Is 3 levels down, however. And most definitely does not have a stronger smite. His smite is 180 damage lower than Tien. Which means that if no one suddenly burst it, FPX are in a very comfortable position. JJ is doing some secret agent plays right here. This is really smart. There's no way he's going to be allowed access from his side of the map. So JJ, as long as you just move a little bit, don't get a lever buster warning, but he is in a really good position. That being said, there's a lot of distance to close from that Blast Plant's landing point to the Baron buff. His team has no vision as well. Flandre is still pushing the bot side, does not have teleport, but Tien is not here. The smite is not available. Scout can provide vision with the ball. Tien is not in the area, as Tien is going in for the flag. Actually, they just want the players as he jumps in onto Mako. He goes into extremely, is exploded in fact, but JJ, I think his position is being known now as Flandre channels out his teleport. Mako is being taken extremely low, is nearly taken out. Nuki finishes off with the W, but Doingbi going in as well, going in onto Flandre actually. Okay, 1 for 1 here, but JJ has been spotted out. This is really bad as Doingbi jumps in onto JJ. JJ is 4 levels down onto him. Okay, hold on. Now, that was good because they managed to delay the Baron. The little wins are what matters for the side of FPX. The thing is though, JJ, I don't know if you're ever going to be able to get into that Tribush again, because like I don't even know how he got there the first time. Maybe he made use of the pushing wave. Maybe he managed to somehow skirt the vision so fantastically. But at this point, the entire top side of EDG's jungle is completely watered out. There's not going to be an opportunity like that ever again. I almost feel like they might have gained more from just letting him finish, but they weren't interested in finishing. As we see here, Tien with so much movement speed with the Wind Soul, with the Dead Man's Plate, is actually just chain CC'd up here by the Everfrost, as well as the crash down coming in from Mako. Mako just barely managing to get taken out here by Nuguri using his W. In fact, Flandre tried to reposition him with the body slam. Unfortunately, it was to no avail, as damage still managed to go through. Baron is up. And the longer this Baron dance goes, the shorter the time there is between the Baron fight and the Elder Dragon fight, which could be good and bad. FPX now with 5 people look more set on finishing out this Baron this time. Maybe they didn't know where JJ was, that's why they didn't want to complete it. JJ is now turning the corner. He could potentially jump in with the Stormbringer, flashes in, does not manage to get smite, goes in too early. Unfortunately, he is left high and dry by his team. The failure, unfortunately, to secure out that Baron means there's no extraction for you, Mr. Bear. Well, not that he would have had extraction either way, even if he managed to steal. That was pretty much all he could do. He was 3 levels down at that point in time, and it was a good attempt. It's actually really close. I think his smite was the first one to go down, so Tian, good discipline there. Smiting, waiting for his smite. I think they might have stopped auto-attacking too as Doomie jumping in onto Flandre. Flandre is so tanky though. Now with 3 items done, he's actually just his boss 5. What's he doing so far forward? As the cleanse comes out too early! It's just catastrophe. It's over. Mako being pushed into the team, getting a nice 5-man ultimate, just chain CCing up enemies. Unfortunately, there's nothing much he can do as Nuguri is just in the backline, causing wreaking havoc. Scout cannot reach. Mako had no follow-up available to him, and just like that, FPX break open the base. Viper, his positioning was extremely punished there. Flandre just tries to push away LWX from the towers. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough as we finally do have a series on our hands, ladies and gentlemen. FPX will not go silently into this night. They will in fact go swinging as JJ and Flandre are just being kited, honestly. LWX is barely moving, that kind of movement speed. As Dewey feeling hype, feeling pumped, realizing that, alright, finally a challenge going in. As EDG also, I think, have come to realize that this game is not going to be a walk in the park. It's not going to be a piece of cake. It is going to be a little bit of a back and forth. It's going to be a proper tug of war match. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, sorry for the little bit of a cut in between. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you tomorrow for game 3 of FPX versus EDG. See ya!